Well, students are heading back to school tomorrow. Labor Day weekend is coming up, and summer vacation time is over. You know what that means, traffic. Most of us will be driving more, and police are on alert, so beware, you have a better chance of getting a traffic ticket. There are lots of people on the road who have traffic infractions that just keep on snowballing. But most people don't know their legal rights and options. When they get a ticket, you might not always have to pay it. Joining me this morning is Stefan Lustig, an attorney with Lustig & Associates. The firm has successfully handled thousands of traffic cases. And before we start, we want to say that we are not encouraging people to break traffic laws, just letting them know what their options are if they get a ticket. And we want to thank you for joining us. What is the mistake people often do once they're pulled over?
Well, oftentimes they become very argumentative. They have an attitude with the officer. The officer writes this on the back of the ticket, and it sometimes can become a factor in court. Second most, probably the most important mistake that people make, and more significant mistake, is that they end up paying the ticket when they receive it. When you pay the ticket, it's an automatic admission of guilt. You get points on your license and a likely insurance increase. Nowadays, most firms guarantee you no points on your license or your money back, and it's a very affordable fee. I think it's down to $50 for a simple traffic infraction. You don't have to appear in court. You don't have to pay the ticket, and the attorneys do everything for you.
Okay, one of the things we want to do at first, though, is we don't want to get that ticket. So once we are pulled over, once we see those lights flashing, what can we do?
Got to be very polite, very courteous.
That's it.
It's up to him.
Some
it's discretionary on his part. I mean, most of the time, there's often disparity about who gets tickets and who doesn't. Could be a gender factor as well that's involved. Oftentimes, females find themselves attractive. Females don't get as many tickets as males. I noticed that.
Okay, once I get that ticket in my hand, what are my options? I mean, you said obviously you don't want to pay for it because that's an admission of guilt right there.
That's correct. If you pay the ticket, it's an automatic admission of guilt, and you're going to get points on your license if it's a moving violation.
So what do? Do you get a lawyer? Do you try to fight it yourself?
Well, the best thing to do, I suggest, of course, I'm an attorney, so I'm a little biased here. But
you want to get the attorney.
But seriously. It's very easy nowadays. All you do, you don't even have to come into an attorney's office. Now everything can be handled over the phone. You give them the information over the phone. They handle everything from that point forward. You don't have to appear in court. You don't have to pay the ticket. And they guarantee you no points in your license, your money back. And in most cases, you don't have to go to driving school. So we really alleviate the stress involved with receiving traffic tickets. Most people are freaked out when they get traffic tickets.
I know
you
you're
don't have to be that way anymore.
But what is an attorney going to be able to do for me that I can't try to do in court and fight myself?
Well, that's why attorneys go to law school. They learn a lot of the rules, and they know how to attack, and we have an arsenal of defenses that we use. There's a lot of technicalities, and there's a lot. Everybody has rights, and I just suggest to everybody that you avail yourself of your rights. It will be beneficial in the end.
Is it for any type of ticket? I mean, is there a difference between if you have a suspended license versus getting a DUI infraction?
Well, a DUI and a suspended license is criminal in nature. It is a criminal offense. Obviously, the consequences could be much more serious for a DUI than for a simple traffic infraction. So you really, first I want to emphasize, please, do not drink and drive. Obviously, it's very dangerous, and it's not something we condone. But if you ever find yourself in that position, we are here to help because we all make mistakes. Hopefully the consequences aren't going to be so serious that they affect us for the rest of our lives.
Really quickly, if we can't afford an attorney, what is some advice we can do for ourselves if we want to fight it?
Just go to court, observe what's going on. It's not very difficult to pick up and understand. And you'll be able to pick things up and assert defenses that the other attorneys are asserting. And that's what I would suggest. Do
a lot of research, possibly?
Exactly, exactly.
And find out maybe the officer's past or...
Well, not the officer's past, but you really have to understand some of the rules involved in traffic court and what specifically, for instance, they have to put the right type of road, the right type of statute. All those are technical defenses that you can avail yourself of in a court of law.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate it.